Personalizing a melody is one of the key parts of playing jazz. The melodies that are presented to you in something like the real book on a lead sheet, these are going to be very stripped down, basic versions of the melodies of these songs. And it's expected that you're going to express them in your own way, that you're going to add some things, subtract some things, change some things. Because if you play them as is, it's going to sound a little bit lame, a little bit square. So there will be a few different units that deal with some different ways to personalize a melody, but this is one of the important places to get started. And this is also, a little bit of mini improvisation, right? You're taking something on the page and you're going to change it. You're going to essentially create a variation on it. So the first thing you want to do to personalize a melody is to change the rhythm. So we're taking Mary Had a Little Lamb as an example here, obviously. And then if we're going to swing it, we need some offbeats. Otherwise, we don't even know that we're swinging, right? We know to play these quarter notes as dots, but this still doesn't sound swinging without any eighth notes. We need eighth notes or offbeat notes to know that we're swinging. So we're going to move some of these quarter notes an eighth note earlier or later. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice that last one we made short, so we get that do-dit at the end. So we're moving notes primarily from downbeats to offbeats, either an eighth note earlier or an eighth note later. Another nice way to take quarter notes and make them into eighth notes is to simply repeat the notes. So instead of, again, we can repeat these melody notes. Makes it a lot more swinging, a lot more interesting. The third thing, which is very common in jazz, is to add grace note slides. And in jazz, grace notes should be simulating a pitch bend. So we're usually going to come from underneath, not 100% of the time, but usually. And we're going to, again, usually use half steps. We're going to slide in chromatically. And it could be just one grace note slide, or it could be multiple grace notes. Right, that's what it says in the example. And this is intended to give it kind of a vocal element to simulate how a singer might approach this. Now, for those of you who play classical piano, generally in classical piano, there's a very clear separation between the grace note and the main note. Stop. We don't want that effect. In jazz, we do want that effect. We want to kind of overlap the grace note and the main note, so it has that bluesy, gritty, pitch bend kind of a feel. Okay. And we want to get to the point using grace notes, not overdoing it, but that it's part of our playing. Generally, a good jazz improviser is using a lot of these grace notes as they improvise. Great, and then I do want to talk about this frequently asked question, which is about should I use the same finger and slide off a black key to a white key? And some pianists do this, but I tend to find the more sophisticated ones don't do that. Few reasons. One is you just have more control. Using two different fingers, you can kind of control the amount of overlap much better. The second reason is, there's going to be times when you're not going from black to white, and you want to have the same options if you're going between two white keys or even from white to black. And then the third thing is about playing fast. As you get faster, you don't have time and control to do those slides quickly. So my preference is generally to use two different fingers for the grace note and the main note. All right, guys, enjoy the guided listening. I'll see you in Unit 3.